Welcome back. I didn't expect to make this podcast tonight, but I had a few ideas on my head. I don't remember them all right now, but they kind of trail into each other. The first thing, so let's assume you have a business idea, a dream, something that will bring you money. And a lot of people fail before they even start because, number one, they don't try. You almost can't blame people, but at the same time, with the internet now at hand, you can find anything at the source of your fingertips. So, if you've got an idea and you don't know what to do, if whether it be something in your city, whether it be locally, a shop or whatever, if it's online, you'll be able to reach out to more people. I mean, you can still have a website for a shop that you have in town, but a lot of people are doing online business now and becoming very successful from it. And I'm not going to go into marketing today. That might be something later. But whoa. That lightning just struck down over in a field nearby. Whoa, that was crazy. But either way, back to what I was talking about. So, the reason that I was bringing up marketing is that a lot of people become intimidated by it. They don't know what to do. They don't really know a lot of business terms, this, that, and the other. I've heard people who say they have no clue what it is. They never want to read or learn on it, which it's really simple. You just have to spend some time looking into it. However many hours you would be spending watching whatever you watch on TV or do whatever you do that ends up taking away hours and hours and hours of your day. Take that and learn something that will help promote your business. But for all you lazy people out there who only have a laptop or maybe just even a phone, you could try what I would call fool's marketing. It's basically online, door-to-door salesman type thing. I wouldn't call it fool's marketing because it does work, but I do have statistics here. This is what I brought up in the last video, so let's see if I can bring this up on the laptop. Okay, so it's starting to rain really hard. I've been spending about 20 minutes trying to figure out something on my computer. I checked the weather to see when this will pass, and it just says light rain with thunder, so my ass. So I'll be back as soon as it's done. Okay, so it's not dying down, but I'm going to let the show go on. So I was talking about marketing, and for all you lazy people who don't know what to do when you're trying to get a message out to somebody, a product, you're trying to promote something, whether you're selling it, whatever it is. I've said this channel and my pages are going to also be examples for growth and other things. This is one of them. So, this is something that literally everybody can do. It's basically door-to-door salesman type marketing, but online. So on my Facebook page, I have the account, and then I also have the business page. The account is Milk Honey, because it asks for a first name and last name, so I just put Milk Honey. And then the business page is Milk and Honey. And so what I did on the Milk Honey page is I sent out 1,000 friend requests. 500 of those people accepted the friend request. And so out of all those 500 people, I sent all of them an invite to go like Milk and Honey, the Facebook page, the business page. And 130 of those accepted the invite. And now all of those people, which might not be all those people, there could be somebody that found me through YouTube. But out of those 130 people, I ended up building up 10 subscribers. Now that could have been all from YouTube or halfway from Facebook. I don't know. But if you look at the stats, 10 out of every 1,000 subscribe to me, which is 1%, which is a lot for just clicking a thumb. And the people that accepted the invite out of all the friend requests sent was 130 people, 13%. And the people that accepted the friend request was 500 out of 1,000, which is obviously 50%. And the dead weight, which is the people that didn't answer to the friend request, and so it just left it as a pending thing on my account, which I had to go back and delete all the pending friend requests, was another 50%. So it was 50-50 to begin with, and it narrowed down all the way to end up being 1%. Now, if you think about it like this, 50% of the people accepted the friend request. So 500 out of the 1,000. Now 130 of those 500 accepted the invite to Milk and Honey. So 26% of the friends that I had accepted the invite. And out of those 130 people that liked the page, I got 10 subscribers, which actually is 7% of the people that are on the Milk and Honey page. Those are results. That's another thing I wanted to get into in this video, was all the things that I'm talking and teaching about mindset and the habits of the wealthy and positive thinking and being happy. They all play into it. I mean, to be successful, it's going to be different for everybody, but these are all things that you can apply. But other than applying these things that will definitely help you, it's definitely a backup battery, I'd say. Which actually, I'm going to use that for a different example, but you know what I mean. But other than all these things that I'm teaching, you have to, number one, think of what is your dream, what you want to do, what business you want to have, what message you want to get across. And then once you figure that out, you've got to work for it. Now, I'm not telling you you gotta keep working harder, you got to stay up all night, you got to wake up early in the morning, which some people that works best for, some people it doesn't. Some people it actually demotivates them, working all the time, and then they just give up. Everybody's different, so don't take what I'm saying as complete fact or fiction. Take it at face value, apply it to what you think it should apply to in your life, and see what results you get. Because if you're working and working and working and you're not getting results, you might need to change what you're doing. Now, you'll know whether to change what you're doing or not. Like right now, I'm not getting very many results with this channel, but I'm not expecting to just blow up. So it's not like I'm just going to change what I'm doing. I'm growing. But if you're constantly doing something and nothing's working for you, if you want to be a singer and you're not going out there and singing for people or trying to get in somewhere, go try for American Idol, whatever. If you're not working, you really won't get the results. And it's as simple as that. And another thing that I wanted to talk about in this was all these things, being grateful, investing in yourself, and all these mindsets that I talk about, and getting out the negative, which if you want to figure out what your dream is and you want to have a certain destination, a certain goal, something to work for, it's hard to do that when your mind is all clouded with darkness. So that's why we filter out the thoughts, kind of clean it up a bit. That's why we also pick up the habits of the wealthy to drop off the habits of the poor. And I mentioned a good minute back that you can also do this through meditation. And I want to bring this up because the book that we're going over, I read the table of contents. It didn't say anything about meditation, but I found it on that article that had to do with 20 scientific reasons to meditate today. And you should really research on some meditation. Now, you don't have to look up all into the mystical stuff and the religious stuff or none of that. You don't have to go get the chimes and the bells. You don't have to sit on the floor and say Om or whatever. But clearing your mind really is a must. Living in the moment, the present moment, not dwelling in the past or worrying about the future. Definitely look to the future, because if you don't look ahead, you could wreck your car. But don't worry about the future. It all ends up working out. Like I said, life is easy. We tend to scrape by really easily. And that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. It keeps going one into the other. I want to elaborate more on that, because life is also, just like it's easy, it is very hard. When you've been working at a job for 40 plus years and you're about to get your retirement, and then you go into work one day, and they say, "Hey, sorry, Cheryl, we gotta lay you off, and you only get about 2 weeks of severance pay. Have a nice life." That stuff's hard. Whenever you lose your family, you lose everything. You lose your job, you lose the money, you lose the house, you lose whenever life really gets you. And you know where that is, and that's rock bottom. And so while I said life is easy, it's also very hard. But if you focus on how really easy you skate by, you can really look at the glass half full mentality. Now don't ignore that it's half empty. Don't look at it only as half empty. You can look at it as, oh, it's half full, but it's also half empty, so why don't I fill it? And that's positive thinking, and you're looking at the negative side while also having positive thinking all together. Isn't that amazing? And so back to meditation. I'm really excited to go over this book. I've read a few pages of the introduction so far. I think that's what we're going to go over next. So if you haven't got the book, get it already. And if you're happening to watch this 2 years from when I posted this, just read along with it and watch each video after that. And so if you happen to read the introduction to the happiness track, leave some comments about what you thought about it. And I'll actually pull that up in the video, read it off and everything. And if you don't want your face in it, or your icon, your avatar, whatever, just remember, put private in brackets at the beginning of the comment, message, text, or whatever. I will leave your identity out of it. Now, I've also said that I'm not really going to go over meditation. There's a lot on it. And I don't like talking about opinions on this channel that much, but eventually, obviously, opinions are going to come out of my mouth every now and again. But to explain one of the best things that I've gotten out of meditation would really have to be, you know how I brought up people draining you, just taking away all your energy, just sucking the life out of you when you're around them. Imagine that as a battery, right? So you've got this battery, and people are very good at draining your battery, I'll tell you that, and you know it for a damn fact. And so when I started to meditate at a young age, I noticed that it didn't necessarily change that battery. Well, it actually did recently, but I'm talking about it in the beginning. This is for you beginners out there. It didn't change that battery first, but what it did do was it gave me an internal backup battery that was just for myself, that nobody could take away. Nobody could drain that battery from me but myself. So they could drain the other batteries on the external as much as they wanted, but I had that one space inside of me, because when you meditate, you create a place within yourself. You start to really discover yourself. And that's the first step in the transformation process. And it's a very beautiful journey, finding yourself. And meditation, for all of you who, I don't know what my passion is, I don't know what I need to do, whatever, this and that, start meditating. And if you want to know really how to basically start, number one, look up different videos and different opinions, because you might have a certain religious view, a certain philosophy, a certain this or that, and you might want to incorporate other things into it. And that's great. Do what you want to do. But for a beginning basic step, I would guess just sit down in your living room on the couch or a chair, something comfortable. I wouldn't advise to lay down in your bed, because you'll just end up probably falling asleep. But get yourself comfortable, and if you want to start meditating on the regular, you need something to, I'd say, trigger your subconscious, to kind of get your mind knowing that, hey, like, this is a different headspace we're about to get into, kind of like a trigger. And so what I usually do is I used to go to Walmart, and I would go buy the white pillar candles. And I would just light one or two of those, and I'd set it in front of me, because it does feel different to be sitting around, well, not around, you're not around the candle, but sitting with a candle on the coffee table in front of you. It's not something you usually do, so it kind of puts your brain in a little weird spot. And once you get good at meditating, you can start lighting the candle, and your brain already knows, okay, we're going into this mode, and it's way easier to meditate. So once you figure out what trigger you want, and this is also why people light incense while they meditate, why over in the East they have the chimes and the gongs and the little bells and everything. They're all little triggers for the mind. So if you want to use one, feel free to use one. It'll help you in the long run. But if you don't, just sit down, turn off the lights, close your eyes, and shut up. That's basically it. That's the basis. That's the basis of it. You really want to clear your mind so that you can think clearly, because when you're dwelling in that realm of thought with all the negativity, all the hatred, all the terrible things in the world are living up there in your thoughts, and you know it because most of people's thoughts are negative. So when you meditate and you clear the thought, you rise above that realm of thought to the place where there is no pain, there is no suffering, and you'll find that place eventually, and you'll find yourself. But just start by just laying down. And what gets you in the mode is, actually, I went over this in the Why Watch This video. I said to get into diaphragmic and rhythmic breathing. Practice this while you're going about your daily life, because it really helps, and it's actually very healthy for you. I think I also went over the benefits of diaphragmic and rhythmic breathing in that video. These aren't just opinions and superstitions and this and that. These are actually backed up by science and good for your health, good for your brain, your heart, everything. So you sit down, you close your eyes, you breathe in, hold it, breathe out, and then hold it, and you repeat. And once you do this, you're going to slow your heart rate down. The brain wave's going to slow down a little bit more too. You're going to go into, I don't remember which wave it is. There's alpha, delta, all that. We can go over that some other time. Not my favorite topic, but if you're interested, I'll go over it. But you start to breathe like that, and you'll start to relax yourself. You'll start to feel a numbness almost. I wouldn't say a complete numbness, but just really relaxed. And this is the point where you will really want to fidget really badly. You'll have an itch somewhere. You'll start thinking, oh, I need to fidget. I need to spin my fidget spinner. You'll need to do something. Now, that's okay in the beginning. Just do it, get rid of it, and every now and again try to push against it, not do it. Another thing you'll come across is thoughts. All these lingering thoughts in the back of your head, that little internal talk will start going on. Now, if you try to just push out your thoughts and just, I'm going to think of nothing, I'm going to think of nothing, I'm going to think of nothing, it's not going to work. You can't push it out. You have to let it flow by like a river. Examine it, stay a part of it, but don't dwell in the thought. Let it pass by. And with practice, you'll actually be able to completely have no thought. And then that's when you can really get a lot of work done. And usually, you really only need to do this for 5 to 10 minutes. Some people do this for hours. There are benefits to doing it for hours. There's benefits to doing it for 5 minutes. Start practicing with just a few minutes. Just sit down, close your eyes, start breathing until you get into that state. It'll take about 5 minutes to clear the thought out. But here's the thing. While you're in it, a lot of people that I talk to that I've taught how to meditate, they'll say the entire time, like, they're just thinking in their head, like, oh, this is so stupid. It's not even working. How long do I even need to do this? When am I going to stop thinking about stuff? And the whole time they're meditating, they've got this internal talk. And then the moment they come out of meditation, they open their eyes. They all say that they feel like they just hibernated. Like they just got the best sleep of their life. It hits them right afterwards. Now, there's going to be different things that happen to different people. Like I said, go look around, other sources about meditating, listen to mine, come up with what you want to do. It's individualized. If you go by my method, it might not even work for you. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own way. So I think that's really all I had to say for this video. I'm going to post this probably in 5 or 6 days because I still have to post the rock bottom video. I haven't even posted that video yet. And I'll leave this for in case I have any other ideas. So in case this is the end, I'll see you guys next time. Oh, wait. Of course. It popped into my head. I mentioned in the last video that I had some variety for the channel. Actually, I already went over that. But I said that I do have some visions of where Milk and Honey is going. I'm not going to go over completely everything, but I did have an idea. I was out kayaking the other day, something I really love to enjoy on my spare time, but I never seem to get around to it. and you don't want to completely be consumed in work. You don't want to do that. It's very stressful. Relax every once in a while. Rest a day. Take a day off. 6 days labor, 1 day rest. It's right there in the words. But I had an idea. I'm thinking about getting a GoPro and doing podcasts like these while I'm hiking or while I'm kayaking or something. I don't know if I'd have the camera looking at me while I'm talking or at the river or lake or whatever in front of me for the nice view. I might try both. I don't know. But I thought it'd be a pretty good idea. So if you like the idea, let me know. Summer's ending pretty soon anyways, so this is probably something I would do next year. But that idea just popped in my head, so I'm going to leave this open for me to come back within the next few days with any other ideas that I have. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.